Hey everybody, good to see you. So let's just begin to talk about how we feel. Too many times I feel like we are afraid of emotion. We're told to suppress emotion. We don't know how to deal with emotion, right? You get a lot of talk about emotional intelligence. When I look at our children, oftentimes they are dealing with different emotions, and it's interesting to watch how adults interact with our young people when they get a little emotional. It's interesting for me to watch adults get emotional and the way we judge each other based on our emotions. And then it's also interesting just on a daily basis to watch how I get emotional. How do you get emotional? And you have to understand that your emotion is going to determine a lot of your success. And a lot of you haven't been told that, a lot of you haven't been taught that, but how you feel and what you feel about certain situations, how you feel about certain things, how you feel about success or abundance or failure, you got to really pay attention to how you feel, because if you're not taking a good inventory and if you're having negative emotions, it doesn't matter how many positive thoughts that you start to have. If you're still living in the paradigm coming from a negative place and there are negative emotions attached, if you're coming out trying to feel inspired and move into the positive dream, but all of a sudden a negative emotion and negative energy in the form of fear or depression or anger begin to contradict that, and the habit says, oh, I'm afraid of that. What's going to happen? The negative emotion is going to negate the new positive thought. So a lot of times what we don't realize is these negative emotions are actually working against us and working against where we're trying to go, and the building steps and the foundational things that we need to put into place a lot of times will never get securely put there because we're still living in so many negative emotions. So how does all of this work? How does all of this come to be, and what is going on in our minds and what is going on in our hearts that this becomes a big deal? And it's interesting to me sometimes that so many people want to deny their emotion. And what I want to begin to say to you guys today is you really need to actually not deny the emotion, but feel the emotion. And just like anything else in your life, you want to begin to take control of your emotional states. You want to begin to take control of what's happening inside of you and really determine which way you're going to go with your feelings. For example, here, I usually tell people that you want to start out your day with 4 to 6. I try to do 4. 4 because I can memorize it better and I can really focus down on those positive states. For example, feeling unlimited, feeling abundant, feeling grateful, feeling forgiven, feeling love, feeling powerful, feeling inspired. These are feelings, all right? And a lot of times what we'll try to do, right, is we'll go to these great lengths throughout our day to grab some of those nuggets, or throughout a month, throughout a week, or we'll go an entire month feeling all these negative emotions, and we'll get into what those look like and what those are in a second, but we'll feel a ton of negative emotion. The only thing we ever have to make us feel any kind of positive state is when we medicate ourselves. This is why medicating ourselves has become such a prominent thing in our society, in our culture. It's because we have so many negative feelings. We have so many negative thoughts. So many people have so many negative emotions happening constantly that the only break that they get, the only relief that they begin to receive is when they take some pills or drink some drink or snort some stuff or smoke something, and I laugh, but it's not funny. It's terrible that the only placebo that anybody is feeling is a drug. All right. And so we want to be able to control our emotions. We see people launch into tirades. We see them go into road rage. We see wrath take over people. You see emotion take people over, and they do things, and then suddenly, all of a sudden, they're sorry or they're guilty, which is another emotion, right? And that doesn't fix the first emotion. It actually compounds it and makes it worse. Why? Because now you feel bad. Now you feel worse. All right, so what you want to begin to do, what you guys want to begin to do, and what you guys want to be able to do is be able to take an inventory of negative emotions. You want to begin to look in yourself and say, oh, wait a minute, I'm feeling fear. Oh, wait a minute, I'm feeling depressed. Oh, wait a minute, I'm feeling angry. Oh, wait a minute, I'm feeling rejected. All of these things, right? And then to take it a step further, and another step further is to kind of track the emotion and see why you're feeling that way. And sometimes it's surface stuff. A lot of times I'll find something that just happened to me a week or two ago, and that's what's going on. And other times I will literally track. It doesn't take long. You'll see where that is and what that's about. You'll see it, 5 years ago that happened. You'll see it 10 years ago that happened. You'll see 20 years and back into our childhood. And then if it's even deeper than that, you'll see some trauma associated with that. And the thing is that we are no longer captive by those things. Those are memories. And think about it. There's pictures. So much of life is in these pictures. So much of life is happening in these snapshots, these snippets in our brain, and they continue to control us, and they continue to dictate to us whether or not we're going to do this and do that, or be successful, or move out into this realm. And that is where we need to begin to take every thought captive and not let it hold us anymore. Okay? And then you want to begin to release new feelings. So now I begin to release my feelings of unlimited thinking. I begin to release my feelings of abundance. I begin to release my feelings of love and power and being inspired in place of, right? And now I begin to act like that. Now I begin to move like that. And all of a sudden, my personality isn't the angry, wrathful, depressed person, but I'm waking up to a whole new life. I'm waking up to sandy beaches and palm trees and blue skies, not just because I am there physically, but because I'm there mentally, and I'm there emotionally, and I'm there in my heart. And so you guys, don't be afraid of emotion. I think too many times, even in religion, people are like, oh, you're enjoying worship? Oh, you're enjoying the word? Oh, you're getting excited and into this? And, the religious spirit will say, how dare you? That's emotionalism. And I'm like, so? So is that, I didn't notice that was a sin. Was there an 11th commandment that I missed? That thou shalt not get emotional when you feel God's joy. I haven't. So anyway, you guys, a lot of the time we're dealing with what's going on with inside of us. And then the other big thing that is impacting us is society and society's concepts and our fear of society and how they're going to judge us. And that's when, you know what I mean? We need to begin to say, there's no condemnation here, there's no judgment here in my unlimitedness and in my abundance and in my forgiveness. This is me, and I'm free to now move completely into my abundant dream. I'm free now to move completely into my unlimited dream, and nothing's going to stop me anymore. And the more you do that, I'm telling you, the more successful you're going to be.